Welcome back. This is our Algebra 2 sequence and series, lesson number 5, geometric series, home review part 2. And if you have not got a chance, please catch part 1. And we're going to see in this case, ways to be able to find the sum of a geometric sequence null and based upon certain information we have. Okay, if the geometric series 54 plus 36 plus 120 over 20 over 27 has 7 terms, then the value of the sum is, well, again, we have our formula. S of n is equal to a1 times 1 minus r to the nth power all over 1 minus r. We need our a1 value, we need our r value, and we need our n value. Now we know that there are 7 terms, so that would mean n is 7. We know that 54 is the first term, so we're good with that. We just need to find our common ratio, our value. And so the common ratio can be found, because we know it's geometric series, we'll take the second term, a2, and divide by a1. So we'll have, in this case, 36 over 54. And now we can simplify this, probably dividing both by 9, or 18 in this case. So we divide by 18, we get 2 and over 3, and that's our r value. Now, we're not going to be trying to find all 7 terms, add them together. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use our formula. So S of 7 is equal to 54 times 1 minus parenthesis 2/3, close parenthesis, to the 7th power, close parenthesis, all over 1 minus 2/3. Okay? And so we'll type in the calculator. Again, if you want to type in the calculator, you type it as following: 54, open parenthesis, 1 minus, open parenthesis, 2 divided by 3, close parenthesis, raise the 7th, close parenthesis, divide by, open parenthesis, 1 minus, open parenthesis, 2 divided by 3, close parenthesis twice. All right, so let's do that though. So we have 54, parenthesis 1 minus 2/3, so open parenthesis. Now again, 2/3, not going to use 0.667 because that would not be exact, okay? All right, and we have in this case our exponent is, n value is 7, so here we go, to 7th power, close parenthesis. Then we divide by 1 minus, open parenthesis, 2 divided by 3, close parenthesis. Oops, forgot 2 again. Put the parenthesis in front of the 1. Second insert. All right. Yes, second insert allows you to insert something there. So this way, otherwise you will have to retype the whole thing over again. It kind of saves a little time there. 4 times when you forget certain things, like I did. All right, so we find in this case we're going to get a value of 152.518518. So it's repeating decimal. Now, our calculator allows us to change this repeating decimal to a fraction by hitting math, enter, enter again, and we get 4,118 over 27. So 4,118 over 27, that would be choice number 1, okay? So yes, it was 4,118 over 27 as our sum. Okay, question number 2, or question number 3. A geometric series has a first term of 32, so we definitely have a1. But a final term of negative 1/4. And the common ratio is negative 1/2. So we have our value of negative 1/2. What we do not have is the n value. Now, to find this, however, what we're going to do is we're going to use our other formula, in this case, our nth term formula, where a sub n is equal to a1 times r to the n minus 1 power. Now, we don't know what the n value is, but we do know the last term is negative 1/4. And our first term is 32. And we are definitely going to be we're definitely going to be have our value at negative 1/2, which I'm going to rewrite as negative 0.5. And that's raised to n minus 1. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to, in this case, divide both sides by 32. Okay? So here, I'm going to get a negative 1. Now, basically, when you take a fraction divided by a number, you multiply denominators. So 32 times 2 is going to be 128. Okay? So I have negative 0.5 to the n minus 1 power. I'm going to bring this down a little bit here. Okay, now, this is the same thing as negative 0.5 to the nth power divided by negative 0.5. So what will happen is, again, over negative 1 over 28, 128, I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 0.5 to get rid of this denominator on the left side. Okay, so we see in this case, we're going to get here, bring this down a little lower. So now, when I multiply by negative 0.5, we get a positive number, but it's like multiplied by 1/2, so we get 1 over 256. You can double check on your calculator, multiply negative 0.5 times negative 1 over 128. You should get a certain decimal, which you can change into a fraction, negative 1 over 256. And we have this is equal to negative 0.5 to the nth power. Okay. Now, a couple of things we could do. All right, we know in this case n has to be a whole number. We can kind of plug in numbers and see. All right, and so one of the things what I want to take a look at in this case is that we know that I'll push over here. Maybe I'll put it up a little higher. Okay, so I have negative, so a positive 1 over 256. This negative 0.5 really is negative 1/2 to the nth power. And so I think to myself, well, n's got to be even number because I want you know, the idea is that a negative number to an even number will give me a positive number. Okay, so I want to also figure out how many times is 2 multiplied. 2 to a power will give me 256. Well, I know in this case, 2 to the second is 4, 2 to the third is 8, 2 to the fourth is 16, 2 to the fifth is 32, 2 to the sixth is 64, 2 to the seventh is 128, 2 to the eighth is 256. So basically, I find that we have 1 over 256 should equal to negative 1/2 to the eighth power. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to check this on the calculator. All right, so to a calculator, and we'll take parenthesis negative 0.5 to the eighth power. Will that give me 1 over 256? And we find in this case, well, we get this crazy decimal, but hey, it's okay. Math, enter, enter. Yes, it is the same thing. Okay, so n is equal to 8. Fantastic. So we have n equals 8, and we can take this up to the very top here. And now we know n equals 8. We'll use our formula of S of 8 is equal to A1, which is 32, times 1 minus 0.5, negative 0.5 actually, to the eighth power, close parenthesis, all over 1 minus negative 0.5. Okay, so again, 32 times 1 minus parenthesis, negative 0.5, close parenthesis, eighth power, close parenthesis, divided by 1 minus parenthesis 1 minus parenthesis negative 0.5 close parenthesis twice. Oh, so much to write out. Okay, again, our A1 is 32, our value is negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, and our n value is 8. So calculator. So we have 32 times 1 minus negative 0.5. Please make sure you use the negative button. Close parenthesis, raise to the eighth power, close parenthesis, and we divide by, oops, not multiply, divide, yes, parenthesis 1 minus, open parenthesis, negative 0.5, close parenthesis twice. And we end up getting, in this case, 21.25. So 21.25, that's choice 4. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end. I'll make this full page here, actually, so you guys can see everything. This was quite a bit. This will be the end of our Algebra 2 Sequence and Series Lesson number 5, Geometric Series Homework Review Part 2. Yeah, it seems like we did a couple problems, but some of this third problem really had us work out, try to figure out a missing piece, and we had to use our other formula of our nth term of a geometric series sequence. All right. I hope it's helpful, and if you found it helpful, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And we're looking forward to getting comments, any questions or comments in the comment section below. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be safe.